New year means new local by-elections, which I think are going to be especially important to analyse and look at, given certainly in England, it looks like a large number of local council elections are actually going to be cancelled instead of taking place this May. We still don't know where and when. We could be seeing delays and cancellations of elections, which I think is disgraceful. But look, as we begin this year, just look at the difference from March 2024 compared to January 2025 when it comes to the British public's ideal PM. And that is why you're going to see hysterical attacks on Reform UK ramp up. When you look at the current voting intentions, the trend, yet again, another poll here with Techni, very, very clear the trend. Labour down, Conservatives down, Reform up. And so you've got a clear trend now where there's pretty much a three-way draw between Labour, Reform and the Conservatives. And looking ahead, of course, the Welsh and the Scottish get proportional representation in their own parliaments, which we in England not deemed worthy of, which I think is disgraceful. I will keep banging on about an English parliament. I think it's fundamentally unfair, the current system. But look, Reform building momentum in Scotland, in Wales, you're seeing that clearly, and you're seeing it reflected yet again in this local council by-election that's just taken place. Very interesting to see there the SNP winning, Labour in second, but Reform nearly beating Labour in Scotland there. And just look at that Conservative vote down, with Reform going from nowhere to nearly 23%. There was also a local council by-election in Liverpool, where you see there the Liberal Democrats easily holding on with over 50% of the vote. Labour down a bit as well. But third there again, Reform on 11%. And just look at that Conservative vote at barely 2% of the vote. And finally, a Labour defence in Newcastle under Lyme. And you see their Labour holding on, but their vote down over 28 points. That's pretty monumental. The Conservatives down slightly as well in second place, but Reform going again from nowhere to close to 22% of the vote. So that backs up, I think, some of the trends that you're seeing. And certainly that Scottish result seems to bear out the reality that Reform could be a very big factor indeed in the Scottish Parliament elections. As ever, guys, I will, of course, keep bringing you all the latest on this and much more. Please do check out my Substack, where you can read all my articles at hever.news. I'll put a link down below. And of course, as ever, cheers for watching.